Alright people, Mike Salden here again. Welcome back to another Platinum Trophy video. Today this is going to be my journey for Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. The Platinum Trophy journey for this game. A lot of these first ones, they're just sort of story related trophies, not a lot of stuff to say about them. These are just for beating each chapter. Had a great time with this game. Really hyped for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as it's going to be called. Crisis Core, it was a prequel to Final Fantasy VII, showed a lot of the backstory for Cloud and Tifa and Aerith, and our main character Zack, who's like sort of Cloud's mentor in a way, or his friend. And we get to really see what's driving Cloud. He really wants to sort of live up to Zack, and why he has the Buster Sword and everything in Final Fantasy VII. And also this game, it really explained a lot of stuff about Sephiroth, why he is the way he is, which I appreciated. Because I never played the original Final Fantasy VII back in the PS1, I started with this sort of remake series. So yeah, I was very happy that they put out this Crisis Core sort of remaster or remake. It's a bit more of it's a bit more than a remaster, but stops short of being a full remake. I think that's what you could say of Reunion. But yeah, I had a great time with this Platinum. There were only some tricky missable ones that annoyed me, because I didn't follow a guide when I was going through this, because I didn't want to sort of disrupt the story by like staring at a guide the whole time. So I just sort of ran through, did whatever I could, and then on a replay in New Game Plus, when I was completely overpowered, I went back and got some of the more missable ones. So yeah, we're up to chapter 4 here. All the trophies so far have mainly just been story stuff. Missions completed 25%. That was more of an optional thing. You had all these side missions you could do. Not gonna lie, some of those, they got a bit repetitive. It was kind of always the same thing of just, you know, going into a small map and taking out whatever enemies were in there. But some of the more fun ones against like certain bosses that were in the missions, they were pretty entertaining, because you had to really work for it and get a good strategy to defeat the bosses when you weren't like completely overpowered yet. So we're on to chapter 5 here, I think. And this was the squats minigame. It was actually surprisingly tricky for me, especially the last one. I just kept messing up and couldn't get the rhythm correctly, but eventually I did beat the final challenger. That was a sort of little side minigame where you just do squats. Master Infiltrator, that was for sneaking into this base without being seen. That was a pretty simple one, but I would advise people to have a save just before that in case you do get caught. I think this was another story related trophy just for completing that chapter 5. Not a lot to say about the story related trophies. I mean, you just get them naturally. Movable object, this was another optional one. You had to defend that sort of gate from a lot of enemies. You had to take out 30 of them and make sure none of them got past you. That was a pretty fun little one, but it is easy to miss if you aren't paying attention and you accidentally let one enemy past you. You can mess that up. And I did miss a trophy the first time in that area, where you have to go speak to the Turk lady with the red hair, and she tells you about Zack's fan club. So I did have to end up getting that in the next run. That godlike trophy, that was for sprinting around and collecting the materia in like 15 seconds. That actually took a bit of practice. I had to do that a few times before I was quick enough. Fan club savior, that was just for helping the fan club members keep their club open by asking them to merge together. Wutai's nemesis, this was for finding those 6 spies. There were 6 random NPCs you had to find and keep talking to them until they confessed that they were a spy. 50% of missions completed. Again, pretty simple. You just did 50% of the missions. I was brute forcing a lot of those, doing them a lot earlier than I should have been, before I was overpowered, making it a bit hard on myself. But yeah, I had fun doing quite a lot of them. It was near the end where they get a lot harder and a lot trickier, and a bit more repetitive, that I wasn't as into them anymore. But yeah, they were mostly fine. Overpowered, this was for doing 9999 damage, I think. Again, you just use gravity or whatever that magic was. I actually died doing that. That's pretty funny. 75% of the missions completed. Again, just keep doing the missions as they come up. I really brute forced my way through them. Limit Break Collector. This was for collecting all the little DMW summons or whatever. And the last one I had to get was that little cactus guy. Okay, so the next trophy, again, this is another story one. Just complete chapter 7 or 6, was that? Maybe that was even chapter 8, actually. So yeah, again, can't really miss that one, just play the story. Let's see, what was this one? 7 Wonders Expert. Yeah, this is where you had to help that kid in a side mission. Just do the 7 tasks that he has for you. That was a pretty fun little one. Some really different sort of things happened during it, like opening the safe and that whole mini game. That was pretty fun. Zack the Sniper, that was for getting through that sort of mini game area, taking out all the robots with a sniper rifle and not letting any of them escape. That was pretty fun. The Waterfall Chaser, another little mini game, easy to miss, but I actually did find that one, where you just had to collect the chests as they were coming down the waterfall and not get hit by any of the enemies. After that, we have another complete the next chapter trophy. I started making a few different saves here in case I had to go back to get anything, but in the end I didn't end up using any of those saves to go back. I just went into New Game Plus to mop up missing trophies. Shop Completionist, this was unlocking the address to every shop. If you do all the missions, the side missions, like, you can't really miss that one, because that's mostly how you unlock these shops. The Genji, or Genji equipment, this was getting all the best armor in the game. You had to do quite a few different things to get the 4 armor pieces, and you really do need that armor in order to fight like the final, like, hardcore super boss in the side missions. Minerva or whatever her name is. She's pretty hard if you do not like get overpowered and use that armor, but if you do and you just stick to the technique of using Costly Punch and then healing yourself, she does go down pretty easily, but you do have to put a lot of work into getting that hardcore armor, that Genji armor, and then that'll be 100% of the missions completed, and you'll get that gold trophy for that one. It's probably the most time consuming part of this platinum, doing all those missions, and they can get a little bit repetitive, but there was nothing like extremely like really difficult in them, at least in my opinion. So then I completed the game on hard and got that Soldier of Legend trophy, or gold trophy there. And then it was time to go back into New Game Plus, and like get these trophies that I missed. So the one I first missed was this Hero of the Wutai War, which was for finding every like hidden enemy in the fort in the first like sort of real mission. Somehow I missed 1 or 2 enemies. Slicing Soldier, that was for taking out all the missiles and not missing any. I think I probably missed one the first time and couldn't be bothered to redo it at that point, but that time I made sure to get it right. The Benora Treasures, this was for finding all 5 of the treasure items before you go into the house back in that village. Again, I must have just missed one of those at that stage. First Rate Soldier, this was for helping this professor guy with a little task he had. Again, somehow I must have missed that the first time.
Yeah, it's almost
Master Blender, this was for getting the perfume correct in this little mini game. Again, I just must have ran through this area with Aerith, just trying to get the wallet back pretty quick. Missed that trophy, but got it in the second run. Then I got the good match for Aerith trophy, which is where the little kid thinks that you'll make a good couple. Because I missed the Master Blender trophy, I didn't have enough points to get that the first time. Precise restoration, yeah, that was for just using that machine after 5 seconds and pressing the button at the right time. Again, just walked completely past that the first time, didn't really know it was there. Soldier of significant worth, that was for doing another little quiz thing for that professor guy. You just get locked in there and he asks you some questions and you have to answer them correctly. Okay, and then I missed the cell raider thing. A lot of things with this professor guy I just completely missed for some reason. For that one, you basically had to go fight 5 dogs, get some keys off them, and then open all the treasure chests, and do it in under 2 minutes. Fan club aficionado, let's see, how did I miss that? I think I missed Zach's fan club, but then I got it on the second run. Again, it was pretty easy to miss actually. And in Midgar full of flowers, for some reason I forgot to build Aerith her second and third flower cart, even though I had all the parts. After doing all the missions and everything, for some reason I just forgot to go talk to her again. And then the last trophy was for this mail completionist, which was just get an email from every character at least once. Again, because I missed the Zack fan club on the first run, that's how I missed that. And then my platinum trophy just popped on top of that one. So yeah, great game. Can't wait for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth now. Really looking forward to it. Alright, thanks for watching.